This video is brought to you by Miniature Market. Thousands of board games, miniatures, and paints, discount prices at miniaturemarket.com. Hey everybody, it's your old pal Rob. Today I wanted to talk a little bit about these push fit or snap fit models that Games Workshop has done. I think this is really brilliant, and I'm going to tell you why. Now, snap fit has been around for a long time, but I recently picked up Warhammer Quest Dark Water, and I picked up Blood Bowl. Blood Bowl took me forever to put together. I mean, forever. And it's all the little pieces, and a lot of it isn't so much me as it is that I'm just getting older and I don't see things as well, and my hands don't stay as steady and things like that. And when I saw that there was like 50 models in this Warhammer Quest game, I went, ugh, all right, well, I'll power through it and, take it from there. And then, it was the push fit stuff. And you're getting just really beautiful quality. And how they figured how to do the push fit is unbelievable. Back in the day, back in the early 80s, and one of the reasons it was never popular is as time started to change, they started with the snap fit. Revell started it. And the reason they did is try to bring more people into the hobby. And it wasn't very effective because the things that they did were like really turned out to be kind of cheap and lost its quality when they did such a thing. But I really think that, now, when you have something like this, now should they do 40K all in snap fit? I mean, it'd be ideal for newer people, but part of the hobby is putting it together for some people. So, I think for specialty games and things like this is brilliant. I'd like to see it with a Necromunda or a some of the other games that are just particularly one-off games and stuff like that. I think it would be very successful because, the thing is, you want to get the models together. You want to start playing the game. Where with 40K, you're building an army. You're styling your army. You're painting your army. You're getting your army ready, to, go to painting competitions and all this other different stuff that they fit in, or tournaments or whatever. And almost playing is secondary in a way. But when they do things like these specialty games, and because they kind of started it with the Barnes and Noble stuff, when those little box sets where it was all push fit, and you went, oh, this is cool, this is really, really great. And I really think it worked out really well, and they took that model and brought it to finally, some of these bigger games. And it does make a difference because it takes one of the steps out. It gets you closer to playing the game a lot quicker. And the stuff goes together flawlessly. And I think Games Workshop needs to be commended on doing such a fantastic job without losing too much of the quality of their fantastic miniatures. These things are just absolutely just beautiful. I mean, this is my guy, and I can't wait. I'm going to try to paint him. My hands haven't been great, but, I want, he just went together in 2 minutes. And if you want to be able to get this game to the table real quick, you have the ability to do so. And I think it's a huge advantage, and it's a huge win for Games Workshop to do this. Are you going to have some of the loyalists screaming at the top of their lungs, oh my God, this goes against, everything that GW is. Well, here's something I've learned, okay, over the years. Okay, nothing stays the same. And everybody thinks I hate GW. No, GW is one of those companies that I have such a passion for some of their older games. It's ridiculous. And they pass me by, okay? And you could call it being upset about it or disappointed in it, but you wish that they would still remember some of their older fans. But that's not how life works, okay? That's not how it works, and that's not how it will ever work. Everything moves on. Everything changes. When I was a kid, there was comic books in a drugstore. There was a 5 and dime. There was penny candies. There was all these wonderful things, to me, which were wonderful. But nowadays, they don't mean anything. And times change. Okay? And by doing this and perfecting this, and I really think they perfected it, it's more change, but it's change for the better. And while I still, an old man has the philosophy that the older stuff was better and wish they would go back and do Warhammer Quest 95 and all the original stuff, the small box sets and Necromunda and all this other stuff. I also know in my heart of hearts that time has passed me by. It's time for them to do newer things and things that bring in newer fans that are going to probably complain the same way I will 20 to 30, 40 years from now. And that's okay, because that means they're still in business and still doing things, okay, and still making memories. So I just wanted to say how much this push fit thing, I would love to see them do more with it, and I really think it makes a big difference, and it makes, particularly this Warhammer Quest Dark Order, even bigger hit. And if you haven't experienced it, go pick it up. You can get it at Miniature Market and a number of other places and see what we're talking about. Now just do it with the damn Blood Bowl teams, okay? Oh my God, what a tough time I had with those Tomb Kings. But anyways, until next time, it's your old pal Rob. We'll see you soon, everybody.